1017 FM, 710 Keel. Robert and Aaron in the morning. Robert is out sick today. I am here, and I've got on the phone with me Caddo Parish Commission President Doug Dominick. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Appreciate you joining us this morning. The Confederate Monument fight looks like it might be over. Federal ruling on Friday, I believe, siding with the Caddo Parish Commission. Is that how you interpret the ruling?
No, I think it's just a first step right now. It's not a final ruling. It was just a ruling on the preliminary injunction, which basically denied the daughters their request for a preliminary injunction to basically state that we could not, remove the monument right now. I think that it's just going to go forward and take a little bit more time. Of course, it's in litigation. I don't want to make a lot of comments on that, but I think it's just a first step.
Okay, so they were wanting essentially a temporary restraining order to keep you from doing anything with the monument right away.
I think so. I mean, to be honest with you, I spoke to our parish attorney Friday. I haven't, read the opinion. I spoke to her at length about it, and I do know that we will be getting some updates from our parish attorneys on how the parish will proceed. That will most likely happen at our next workshop. Of course, anytime you have litigation, we go into what is known as an executive session, and those are closed-door meetings.
Doug Dominick, President of Caddo Parish Commission, I would assume, being responsible public officials, no action would be taken to move this monument without this lawsuit completely settled. Accurate?
I don't want to speak for the whole body, but I think there's going to have to be some type of final resolution before it was completely removed. But that's all I can really say about that at this time.
There could be a commissioner that makes a motion to tear it down now? That could happen?
I guess they could, but I seriously doubt that will happen.
Have you talked much to the administrator or to others about the cost of removal? I know you voted not to remove it. I mean, you were one of the five that voted against removing it.
That's correct.
But have you talked to the administrator or others about the cost of removing it?
Oh, yes.
What can you tell us about that?
I don't know how much I've talked to Dr. Wilson about it, just, in passing and speaking with it. But, that was one of the issues that was brought up, and I think one of the main issues that I had was, this is a historical monument. It's been there, and the parish has other things that we need to do rather than spending several $100,000 trying to remove a monument.
The monument's pretty big. There's also the concern from the United Daughters of the Confederacy that it could be damaged during removal. Is that a concern too? It's
a concern to me, but I do understand, and I've said this over and over and over. We do have a diverse body, and you have other commissioners who, voted the other way. And I guess that's just the way it is right now. Really do not like that vote, but that is a concern, the possibility of damaging the monument.
If you're a betting man, how long do you think this legal fight's going to last?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I am a lawyer, and I'm more familiar with the Caddo Parish District Court and Bossier District Court, and things seem to take a little bit longer. But I know in the federal court system, things move a little bit quicker. So I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see.
Would you be surprised, we're talking to Doug Dominick, President of the Caddo Commission, would you be surprised if one of your fellow commissioners makes a move to move this monument now before this litigation is completely over?
I don't think that's going to happen. I think that, we do have sense enough to listen to our parish attorneys and legal advice, and we will take that to our heart, and I would imagine that we will follow their directions.
Okay. Budget-wise, in terms of moving it, you talk about a couple $100,000. Some have said $1 million. Does the parish have that kind of money just to move a monument?
Well, I'm sure we could find it, but it's, whenever you take something like that, it can hurt resources from, other avenues if we took it from the general fund or something of that nature, So it's there, but, if you do take it, it ultimately could hurt, where we need to be spending money on our, main obligations. But we'll just have to wait and see.
We haven't spoken to you since the Public Advisory Committee, I forget their formal name, issued their recommendation to add other monuments and leave the Confederate Monument in place. It troubles me a little that, as a resident of Caddo Parish, that we spent a good year letting this committee study this and hear all the public hearings, and then when they issue their recommendation, we don't take that. We go with something else. Did that bother you too, that we wasted a whole year of this committee's time?
Well, again, myself, I think Commissioner Chavez, Middleton, Commissioner Atkins, and maybe even Commissioner Jim Smith had put a resolution basically to uphold what the committee had recommended. And, I wish that would have happened, but again, you have other commissioners, a diverse body who thought different and had different ideas, and that's just the way the vote came out. I wish it would not have come out that way.
All right, but in terms of the legal wrangling, this is a long way from over, huh?
I think it's going to be some time. And, is it going to be 6 months, a year? I'm just not sure. The federal court systems do seem to move a little bit quicker than other courts, it seems like, but they put you on some tighter deadlines. So I think at this point we're just going to have to sit down with our parish attorneys, take their advice, and, they're the ones that's going to be able to move forward with this.
Doug Dominick, President of the Caddo Commission, thanks for your time this morning. We appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. If you need me more, just give me a holler, okay?
You bet. Thank you, sir.